The internet has a new problem on its hands, and it involves dashboard footage, red and blue lights, and a child in the back seat during a police stop that went down between two of rap's most talked about people. A video showing Blueface and Chrisean getting pulled over has surfaced, and what's captured on that dashcam is raising serious questions about judgment, parenting, and what exactly led to the stop in the first place. Let's break down what the footage actually shows. Officers pull the vehicle over. We're talking a routine traffic stop by the book. The camera catches Blueface in the driver's seat and Chrisean in the passenger side. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Their son, Chrisean Jr., is sitting in the back.
Yeah. Oh. It's good.
But what unfolds over the next few minutes becomes the exact kind of content that dominates Twitter timelines and gets clipped into 1,000 different edit formats within hours. During the stop, Chrisean immediately starts filming on her phone. That's not unusual for celebrity moments, but her demeanor shifts quickly. She's animated, vocal, clearly upset about being pulled over. The officers are doing their job, asking for license and registration.
Okay, look. Don't you know you're right, bro? Stop doing that. You know you're right? Stop doing that.
The standard protocol. Blueface is relatively quiet through most of it, letting the situation play out. But Chrisean is the one drawing attention, and depending on which version of the video you're watching, people are picking up on different details about how she's responding to the officers. The traffic stop didn't result in an arrest or any visible physical altercation, which is actually important context. Nobody got dragged out of the car. Nobody got cuffed. But the tone, the energy, and the fact that their child witnessed whatever confrontation happened, that's what sent this spiraling across social media within minutes of the video dropping. What made this situation escalate from a regular traffic stop to viral content was timing. This happened during a period when both Blueface and Chrisean have been under scrutiny for different reasons. Blueface's legal situation has been complicated, and Chrisean's public behavior has become increasingly polarizing. The optics of both of them being pulled over together with their kid there immediately felt like it was feeding into a larger narrative people already had about them. It wasn't just a traffic stop, it felt like confirmation of something people were already thinking. The reaction was immediate and harsh. Twitter had the video in rotation for hours. TikTok users were creating their own commentary videos. Instagram commenters were going off about the whole thing, but the criticisms fell into pretty specific lanes. One major complaint was about having the child in the car during what became a confrontational situation. Even if nothing physically dangerous went down, the emotional environment was tense. Chrisean Jr. was there for all of it, and that detail bothered people more than the actual reason for the stop. Another layer of reaction focused on Chrisean's behavior during the stop. People were split. Some viewers felt she was justified in being upset and that she was standing up for herself. Others thought she was escalating an unnecessary situation and being disrespectful to the officers. Comments section became this back-and-forth battle about whether she was in the right or whether she was making things worse for everyone involved, including her own child. The gender dynamics played into it too. Some people defended her as a woman protecting herself during a police interaction, while others thought she was just being difficult. Blueface's role in the footage got analyzed too, but there was less consensus about what his quietness meant. Was he trying to de-escalate? Was he unbothered? Was he letting Chrisean handle it?
I could be a lawyer right now. What is your problem? I could be a lawyer right now. Okay.
The silence created a vacuum that people filled with their own interpretation. Some saw it as mature, others saw it as him staying in the background while his partner handled the drama. Here's where the murky part comes in. The actual reason for the stop. The video doesn't clearly show why the officers pulled them over in the first place. That's the missing piece that everyone immediately started speculating about. Was it a traffic violation? Was there something on the vehicle? Did someone call in a report? Without that context, people were basically creating their own narratives about why this happened. Some sources suggested it was a routine traffic stop, broken taillight, expired registration, something technical. Others hinted that there might have been more to it, but those details never got confirmed on camera. That ambiguity actually made things worse, because it meant everyone could point to the video and interpret it however confirmed their existing opinions. If you already thought Blueface and Chrisean were reckless, the video proved it. If you thought they were being unfairly treated, the video proved that too. The fact that no charges appeared to result from the stop added another layer of confusion. If it was just a routine traffic violation, why did it become this whole thing? If there was actually something serious, why weren't there arrests? The lack of clear resolution made the whole incident feel unfinished, like people were left hanging without a proper ending to the story. Entertainment media outlets jumped on this immediately. The usual suspects TMZ, Hollywood Unlocked, Shade Room all posted their own takes. Most framed it as yet another chaotic moment from this particular couple, adding it to a running montage of incidents that have defined their relationship in the public eye. But there was also some discussion about whether this kind of coverage was productive or just more exploitation of their drama. Parenting experts and child welfare advocates started weighing in, which brought the conversation to a different level entirely. The presence of Chrisean Jr. changed this from just celebrity drama into something that touched on child safety and psychological impacts. Psychologists were quoted talking about how experiences like being in the car during a police confrontation can affect children, even if nothing physically violent occurs. The raised voices, the police presence, all of that registers for kids, and having it happen repeatedly or publicly documented creates a different kind of harm. That commentary made some people defensive about Chrisean specifically. She's a mother dealing with a complicated situation, and there was some acknowledgement that parenting while famous, while in a volatile relationship, while constantly being filmed and judged, that's objectively difficult. But other people doubled on the criticism. They said that if the situation was genuinely difficult or unsafe, that was actually a reason not to be dragging the child into it in the first place. The relationship dynamics between Blueface and Chrisean became the central topic again. People who've been following their situation closely saw this as just another example of the chaos that surrounds them when they're together. There's been a pattern of public incidents, online back and forths, and moments that suggest the relationship operates in a constant state of drama. A police stop with the kid in the car fit right into that narrative. It wasn't shocking because it was unprecedented. It was shocking because it felt inevitable. Some people used this moment to push the conversation about why they keep having a child together if things are this unstable. It's a harsh criticism, but it was definitely being voiced. The logic was straightforward. If every time these two are together in public, something chaotic happens, and if that chaos is affecting their child, maybe the situation needs to change. But that's a heavy judgment to make based on one video, and it also oversimplifies the complexity of custody and co-parenting decisions. Blueface's legal team and Chrisean representatives both stayed quiet about the incident initially. No official statements, no clarifications about what led to the stop. That silence was its own kind of statement. It suggested they were either waiting to see how the story played out, or they didn't want to draw more attention to it by responding. In the age of immediate response culture, saying nothing sometimes speaks louder than any excuse could, but the vacuum got filled anyway. Rumors started circulating about what might have actually happened. Some sources claimed there was a warrant issue. Others said there was a vehicle registration problem. A few reports suggested the stop was connected to something more serious, but those never got verified. Without official confirmation, everything remained speculation, which meant everyone could believe whatever version fit their existing beliefs about these two people. Question of whether this incident could have legal consequences started getting asked. Was Chrisean behavior during the stop something officers could charge her with? Could either of them face charges related to the initial reason for the stop? The answers weren't clear from the video alone, and neither Blueface Chrisean came out publicly, stating whether they'd been cited for anything. That lack of clarity meant the legal angle just hung there, another unanswered thread in an already messy situation. Some legal experts who commented on the video pointed out that filming police during traffic stops is protected activity in most jurisdictions, so That part of what Chrisean did was fine, but they also noted that the way the interaction escalated, the tone, the volume, the pushback, that could potentially cross into territory that officers might find problematic, depending on local laws and how they interpret them. Again, without knowing what actually happened or what any follow-up might be, it was all theoretical. The media coverage also touched on how this compared to other celebrity police stops that have been documented. The comparison most people wanted to make was about race and treatment. How does this stop compare to other high-profile incidents involving musicians and police? Are there patterns in how certain celebrities are treated? Those questions got asked, but they also got complicated because the video itself didn't show anything that looked like excessive force or obvious misconduct. It looked like a standard traffic stop that became uncomfortable, which meant the racial justice angle wasn't as straightforward as it might have been in a different scenario. Industry observers also noted the timing and the broader context. Both Blueface and Chrisean have been pushing hard on their personal brands, their music, their media presence. Any negative incident gets amplified because they're already operating in a space where they're constantly creating content and courting attention. A police stop with a child in the car isn't just an isolated event. It becomes part of the ongoing narrative people have constructed about who they are and what their life is actually like. The potential consequences of this incident started getting discussed. Could this affect custody arrangements? Could it be used against either parent in any legal proceedings? If there's ongoing custody litigation, which there has been between Chrisean and other parties involving her children, would this video be considered relevant evidence of her judgment? Those questions were being asked by people familiar with family court proceedings, and the answers were potentially significant. For Blueface specifically, the timing was also complicated. Any incident involving police gets extra scrutiny when someone already has legal issues on their record. Even if this particular stop resulted in nothing, it contributes to a pattern that could be used against him in